Welcome to Covestone Training. This session will cover product maintenance and product inquiry. Product maintenance can be found under Product and Inventory or File Maintenance. A word on product maintenance. Over time, you will create tens of thousands of product records, and the maintenance of these records is essential to your business. Additionally, if you are subscribed to the JobNet e-commerce system, non-stock items may be created automatically in your system. Keep in mind that in Covestone, once something is created, it is never deleted. All history stays intact. Rather than deleting duplicate records or outdated products, a variety of settings are used to move them out of the way and to reduce clutter, which we will cover later. Starting at the top left, we see a picture of the product. This is controlled by the entries in the links section, which we will cover in a bit. When searching for products in sales order entry, these thumbnails will also display to assist the salesperson in selecting the correct products. The first flag setting we come across is Exclude from Web Access. If you have e-commerce deployed, this will prevent the item from showing on the site. Hide from Web until liquidation depleted is used if this is a replacement to another item that is being liquidated from stock. It ensures that the stock of liquidation items is sold out first. The Duplicate Don't Use flag is used to hide duplicate items so they are no longer used. Settings in the purchasing section of the non-duplicate item can be used to merge the history from this record. Although it doesn't sound like a big deal, duplicate items are a serious issue. They can mess up your e-commerce site, make it harder to select the right items in sales order entry, and royally foul up the purchasing process. Make it a priority to regularly clean up duplicate items. The non-cancelable and generic flags are obsolete and can be ignored. The non-merchandise flag is used to identify non-material items such as wire cutting charges, reel rental, installation charge, or engineering. These items are also normally marked as miscellaneous stock status items, and the revenue is booked to a different GL account than the inventory is. The freight and handling flag is used to identify an item that is used to charge freight to a customer. Freight and handling charges can get complicated to explain and will be covered in greater detail in other sessions. This particular freight charge would be in the case of you charging the customer for delivery and not a pass-through freight charge from a vendor. The random lengths flag is used to identify items that come from the supplier in a variety of lengths, which may affect how the item is purchased. The can be cut to length flag is used to identify items that are sold in varying lengths cut from a master supply. For example, bulk feeder wire that is cut to length from a master spool for the customer. Using this flag along with settings in the warehouse section help you to keep track of the amount left on the spool and the remnant pieces that you still have left to sell. The no barcode flag is redundant and no longer used. The stock items flag is used to identify items that are purchased to be put into stock. This flag and the stock status field should both match to avoid confusion. For any stock status other than stock, the flag should be unchecked. The fabricated not purchased flag is used for items that you assemble in-house from other parts that you purchase. These composite items will have a bill of materials that identify the parts that make up the finished product. An assembly charge may also be included in the bill of materials. The description field is typically no more than 35 characters long, making heavy use of abbreviations and commonly in the format of vendor, catalog number, and item description. You do not have to follow this convention, and Covestone descriptions can be any length, but be forewarned that if your descriptions get too verbose, it is going to look like a mess on your quotes and sales orders. Generally, it is good practice to go with a description format that is no longer than about 2 lines, and add an expanded description for your salespeople in the specifications field. Use the finish field to better identify items that you handled that are identical in function but come in different colors and finishes. This field is also used in Covestone e-commerce to better identify the items during searches. Other keywords is used to come up with search shortcuts to identify the item with. This is a convenience feature for your sales force to better locate items. Although it is not suggested, it can also be used as a quick and dirty way of grouping related substitute items in search results. Stock status is used to classify items in a more granular way than the stock item, non-merchandise, and freight flags can. Liquidation takes sales precedence over replacement item. Custom, modified in-house. Discontinued, no longer purchasable. Dropped, purchasable but no longer carried. Miscellaneous, an item like freight and handling or cut and reel charges, and normally posted to a different GL account than the inventory. The other statuses are no longer used and only exist for converted system compatibility. Tax status is used to identify taxable from non-tax items for calculation in sales orders and bids. Some non-tax items would include cutting charge, wire reel rental, assembly, engineering, and certain kinds of freight. Tax status will also work in conjunction with the customer's reseller license information to ultimately determine if tax is charged on the item or not. First liquidate and date discontinued are used together. First liquidate points to the product that should be sold out first before the item is sold. Date discontinued should be entered to know when this action takes effect. Date replaced and replaced by both work in conjunction with the liquidation stock status. Date replaced is when the action takes effect. Replaced by is the item replacing the current item after this item is depleted from stock. The stock status of liquidation shows that this is a currently stocked item with a balance on hand, potentially, but not eligible for repurchase. The package identifier weights and measures section helps you quantify and control the item movement. The UPC, Universal Product Code, is the number the vendor assigns to the product for barcode scanning. Most vendors, with the exception of lighting fixture vendors, have UPCs for their products. The UPC can be either 11 or 12 digits long commonly. The 12-digit version just adds an error check number to the end of the 11-digit UPC. It is recommended that you standardize on the 11-digit version in your system, since most catalog services like Trade Service, IDEA, and Unilog use this by default. The rest of the fields quantify the unit of measure used, quantity, and weight per quantity in transactions. Commonly, items are bought, warehoused, transferred, picked, and sold per each, per foot, per C for 100, or per M for 1,000. Some items, like 500-foot spools of wire, may be purchased only in boxes of 4 spools for a total of 2,000 feet, but are sold only in single spools of 500 feet. These parameters will ensure that the product is purchased, warehoused, priced, and sold in the correct quantities. Take care in defining the units of measure that you use. A box of wire may be 4 500-foot spools, but a box of fittings might be 100, confusing your salespeople. Enter your cross-reference of substitute items in the substitute fields provided. Product records must exist for each substitute item referenced. The substitute entries should be entered in each product record to work effectively. Substitute items do not necessarily need to be exact replacements. In this example, we see that the substitute items are all the same type and color of wire, but are different package lengths so that they are not an exact replacement for a 500-foot spool of white wire. The pricing section identifies the price line that the item belongs to, as well as the discount class and cell group if any exist. Bid expiration days can be used to override the default bid expiration date for this item. The vendor catalog number for the item should also be entered here. The prices section allows you to check and make spot corrections to the product pricing. Although prices can be manually edited one at a time, it is best practice to mass upload price changes for an entire line of products. Each successive new price change loaded will populate in the next blank column to the right. It is possible to upload a price change that goes into effect at a future date. Notice the prices per field. Make sure you are entering the right price per unit of measure. Sell alerts provide guiding information on the item. Order alert will pop up anytime you sell the item. Picking alert will pop up in the warehouse. Companions are items that are normally sold in tandem with an item or an upsell accessory. They are suggested but not essential to the purchase. The information in the purchasing section is used mostly by the purchasing agent to help automate purchasing activities. Include demand of is used if you have duplicate records that you have flagged and you need to merge the purchase and sales history on those other records. This is an example of items that were flagged duplicate do not use. They are referenced in the remaining records so that the purchasing and demand history is not lost. Explaining the purchasing fields. BR, branch, represents the branches in your company. SDK stock shows whether or not this is a stock item for that branch. The byline references the byline record that influenced the suggested vendor, freight targets, authorized buyer, and procurement path. There can be multiple buy groups in a particular byline to help logically group related items for purchasing. The procure group and line procure group display the procurement path, which define what branch is authorized to purchase an item or line, which may also supply other branches, and what branches can transfer between each other. These fields represent average product demand per month, sales in the last 30 days, and sales for the last year. 30-day and 365-day periods are used instead of month or year to smooth out the calculations. Min-max and transfer min-max. Min-max quantities are often used when you are opening a new branch or you are carrying a new product line. The system has no product sales history yet and therefore cannot calculate the optimum quantity to carry, so the purchasing agent enters a temporary number with an expiration date to hold the stock until the system has accumulated enough data to work with. Minimum buy and best pack represent a multiple of the quantity the vendor allows you to purchase at a time or the optimal amount for a price break. Optimal transfer package quantity is seldom used. Service stock represents a contract commitment between you and the customer to keep a quantity of a product on the shelf regardless of the actual demand. You will want to specify a service stock expiration date because this commitment is not likely to be forever. Don't use seasonal percentage unless absolutely necessary, as it can really complicate things. And finally, minimum hits, which normally is set to 2, tells the system how many times a stock item must be sold in 1 year for it to remain a stocked item. Buy alerts will pop up in purchase order entry to help guide the purchasing agent. As mentioned earlier, safety stock is used when you have made an agreement with a particular customer to keep a quantity of an item in stock regardless of its demand. In this example, notice the quantity and expiration date of the commitment. The Bill of Materials Kit section is used to define a composite product that is made of several individual parts and ensures that all of the separate components are pulled from stock when the item is ordered. Warehouse shows the locations that the item is stocked in. Serial and lot management. Track all serial numbers is used when you have items with serial numbers and triggers the serial number entry when put into stock. This is the preferred method. Record serial number on all shipments allows you to enter the serial number of an item only when picking. This is not optimal. Manage lots is used for product batches that need tracking, possibly items that have a shelf life or manufacturing variations. Manage reels is used for cut products like bulk feeder wire to keep track of the amount of feet left on the reel. Links are where you record external web links to product pictures and relevant documentation. When these are entered, they will display the product image in various places in the system and make available related documents that can be emailed to the customer. The change log provides a permanent audit trail of changes done to the product record. This is very helpful for finding errors, but it can become quite lengthy over time. As mentioned before, Covestone keeps track of everything. If you look at the change log and decide that you wish to roll back a change, this is easy to do. Notice the number of revisions indicator on the product page. You can click back to a previous revision and save back to that change at any time. Be careful if you do this so that you don't undo other changes that you may have wanted to keep. Ranking is used with strategic pricing. This allows you to override prices depending on the ranking of a customer and the product. This can become very complicated, so don't get into this unless you have really thought this through. New products are normally added to the system with a mass load, but you can create products one at a time as well. If you need to manually create a new product that is very similar to an existing product, you can use the copy-paste function to save you from re-entering data. The order of operation is: click Copy in the existing record, save and close, select New Product from the Product Search window, and click Paste in the new record. Modify as needed and save. Product Inquiry can be found on either the Sales submenu or Product and Inventory. As always, the more you type in, the more specific the return results. Use product keywords if you know them. Most of these fields we covered in product maintenance. The most important numbers here are the on-hand availability. Available shows the on-hand quantity that has not been committed to any transaction. On purchase order is the quantity that is expected from the vendor at some point. On transfer is the quantity expected in from another branch. Repair represents items that you have but are currently damaged. Return represents a quantity that is being sent to the vendor for credit. Warranty is the quantity expected as warranty replacements from the vendor. The lower part of this section will show you the item movement, as in purchases, transfers, and sales, which you can see for all branches or a selected one. The Customers section will only display information if you enter product inquiry from inside a customer quote or order, and will show you the customer purchasing history on the item. The Prices section will show the price line and the price basis used for the pricing formulas. FIFO, first in, first out cost, gives a pretty accurate representation of the current cost of the item. MAC, moving average cost, tends to be less accurate than FIFO for estimating current cost because incorrect costs at receiving time can skew the values. Price entries go from left to right from oldest to newest. The History section shows the complete movement history on the item, sales, purchases, adjustments, and transfers. Clicking on the blue highlighted reference entries will drill down into the transaction detail. Grayed out entries are future pending transactions. Remember, you can use Ctrl F to search for specific entries in the history listing. You can narrow the history to a specific branch if needed. Covestone keeps counts on 4 different classifications of product inventory, which can be selected to narrow the history further. The Sales Summary section helps you identify sales trends over time. The Forecasting section provides information used by your purchasing agent for buy and stock decisions. The Network subsection represents the combined numbers for all the branches. A 4-week period is used instead of months to smooth out the variability. 4-week demand represents the average quantity sold. For the branch portion, 51 weeks is used in place of a year for ease of calculation. Hits past 51 weeks represents the number of sales instances and not the quantity sold. Unit demand per year is the actual quantity sold in the number of hits. Coefficient of variance is a percentage number. It's complicated, but represents how large a swing in demand from month to month. Higher numbers represents higher swing. The Kit section will show all the sub-items that make up a composite item. This was mentioned previously as the Bill of Materials, or BOM. Packages will display the 11-digit UPC code, if there is one, the unit of measure used for each movement type, sell, buy, transfer, warehouse, and the product weight or volume. Links represent the web URLs used for the product pictures and related documents. And finally, the Bid section will show any open bid that is currently pending on this product and allows you to drill down by clicking on the reference. This completes the section on product maintenance and product inquiry. Thank you for your attention. This has been Doug Fashing.